614 Startups Nation. This is Elio Harmon, founder and host of the 614 Startups podcast, and I am excited to kick off this wonderful VentureOhio 2018 evening with my man Will Zell of Nikola Labs. What's up, Will?
Elio, it's a great night. I first want to give a shout out to Nate DeMars and Pursuit for preparing you with that killer suit, man. That is something else. I actually feel just out of your league, man.
Oh, no, man. Well, you look good, too. Whoever cut your suit did a pretty good job. And I know you've been in the gym, too. So it's not just the suit. You're looking good in the suit, man.
You can't beat Pursuit. They're good.
That is correct. So I am so excited to be here with you. You deserve the honor that you're receiving and the recognition that you're receiving tonight. Tell the folks who might not know who Will Zell is and what Nikola Labs does.
Yeah, so my name is Will Zell. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Nikola Labs. We are a spin-out from The Ohio State University, and our core focus is wireless power technology. So our vision is to usher in electricity's next great act and to become the leading global provider of wireless power, and specifically for the Internet of Things.
Right. And so who's your namesake? Tell the people where you got the name from.
So if you are going to do anything with wireless power, you have to honor Nikola Tesla. He not only created alternating current, which powers our world today, but he was also the pioneer and visionary for wireless power transfer. So unfortunately, Elon Musk had taken Tesla already, so we decided to utilize the first name with Nikola Labs.
All right. So what kind of sparked the interest in wireless power, and why did you choose to start a company in that space?
Yeah, so if you just begin to look at wireless power, it's number one, just amazing, right? So the idea that you can get electricity from point A to point B without wires. And if you think about how we power the world today, everything is through conductive materials. So just fundamentally, it's possible to take energy that, let's say, is quote unquote invisible, meaning it's not following a conductive material, and convert it into usable power. But it's really the rise of the Internet of Things, the idea of the proliferation of sensors in any given environment that's pulling wireless power technology out of the research institutions and into the marketplace. So a lot of it's timing, a lot of it is the maturity of the technology, and frankly here for Nikola Labs in Columbus, Ohio, it's because of Ohio State and researchers like Dr. Chi-Chi Chen, our CTO and co-founder. We have a world-class academic lab for the development of this type of technology. So it makes sense to start it, build it, scale it here in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, now for this type of technology, what are the practical applications for this technology?
Yeah, so a lot of our focus right now is actually on the industrial and manufacturing side of things, in providing basically maintenance-free wireless sensor networks for things like predictive maintenance. So you can have a wireless sensor without having to replace a battery every few months. Now with that said, to put it in maybe a little bit more context on what the future will bring, if you think about your home, there will be more and more smart devices. Think of things like smoke detectors and air quality sensors and security sensors. So the best way for someone to think about it now is imagine never having to replace batteries on a battery-powered smoke detector, because the smoke detector is harvesting usable power off of your Wi-Fi network. Now it's going to take us a few years to get it there to the point where it can be integrated into a consumer setting, but that's the best way to think about it. Things like remote controls and game controls and low power electronics, really because of their power profile, once we get the technology to a certain point, they'll be able to basically never need batteries changed.
Awesome. Now, one of the goals of VentureOhio is increasing access to capital. Bringing a big idea like this to market takes capital. What is the landscape like for startups like yours in raising money? Because I know you've been successful in a couple rounds so far.
Yeah, so first of all, I love VentureOhio. I think the organization is just doing amazing things across the state, and this dinner is actually one of my favorite events of the year. But compared to when I started my first tech startup back in like 2012 to today, we've come a long way in being able to empower entrepreneurs to raise seed capital, early stage capital. Now I would say we've got a long way to go. I think that is still the gap in that risk capital around, let's say, the first $250,000 check up to $1 million before a company has established revenue. I think there's more that can go into that particular segment. But at Nikola Labs, we've been blessed in a couple of ways. We've got great founding partners through Ecove Capital, who helped start the company, and they've come in and have built launched 10 technology companies over the last couple of years, all out of technology that's been developed at research institutions. And they've got an extensive network of angel investors and high net worth individuals really across the world that are pouring capital into startups in Columbus, Ohio. So I mean, I think that's an important thing that I want to stress is I think the largest investor base for Nikola is based out of Europe. So to think that I've got investors in Germany and investors in Monaco and investors in the United Kingdom that are investing in Nikola Labs in Columbus, Ohio is really, really cool. And the more that we can do to spread the word of the amazing things that we have here and become that magnet that attracts capital not only from the West Coast and from the East Coast, but from overseas, my biggest message is we can do it. We have all of the resources to do it, and we just have to continue to put in the work.
All right, so what's next for Will Zell and Nikola Labs?
Yeah, thankfully we are transitioning now from, let's say, development of the technology into sales. We found the first great killer application for our technology in manufacturing and predictive maintenance. So the entire organization is shifting now towards sales and distribution, which I personally love because that means we get to generate revenue. And we're thankfully positioned with a highly differentiated system in a industry that's growing pretty rapidly. So the next couple years should be all-out growth as fast and as hard as we can.
Awesome, awesome. So 614 Startups, our mission is to tell stories like yours. What was your experience being on the show? What was that experience like for you?
It was great. I actually got a ton of great feedback from the show itself. I absolutely love what you're doing. I think the more it plays into that having people who are out there telling the story of the great things that are happening in Columbus and in the region. Often when you're, let's say, in the day-to-day grind of your business, you don't take the time to be that promoter, if you will, be that mouthpiece to the world. And so organizations like 614 Startups and the work that you're leading, I think is very integral. It plays a really big it's a big piece of what we're trying to do to promote the community. And it was great, man. We had fun.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Really personal. I mean, I opened up a bit, I think.
Yeah, I had a great time. You were an awesome guest, and you're an awesome guy. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing for the Columbus startup community. We have a marketplace that's on our website, the 614startups.com website, and guess what? If you like this man, you like his company, and you like what he's doing, you could pick up some gear from Nikola Labs. They have the absolute best gear, and we're going to continue to roll things out. We have the summer collection out now, but the winter collection is coming soon. Will, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks, Elio.